Hey, it's MK and I am back with another off the board layout for you guys today. And today I am pulling inspiration from this old technique of wrapping rubber bands around a ink block and using them as stamping. So I have this really cool 3D stencil by Tim Holtz. It is a tree ring. I love this. It's not a stencil. Did I call it a stencil? I apologize. I meant to call it a 3D embossing folder. But what's really weird is it actually has the word Ellison on it. I haven't seen Ellison and Stampin' Up! In the same sentence in a very long time. I also have this acrylic piece from Bramble Fox, that's Nature Lover, and I am going to just peel the back off of it really quick and then peel the front off of it really quick. So just like mine, these also come with peeling layers, again, to help it make it easier for us to distribute and create more instead of spending time to peel. I also have a couple mock-ups of some leaves that I did. I am so super glad that I made these leaves a little bit thicker because they were a pill to add to this layout. I have a couple pieces from the Simple Stories Weathered Garden sticker sheet. And then I have this die cut piece that is from a Simple Stories die cut pack. And then I have this scrap of paper, which I don't think was initially a scrap. I think it came in a collection that I purchased from Scrapbook Addicts. I have my single photo, and then from Carta Bella, I have this Let's Camp paper that is from The Great Outdoors. I absolutely love this paper. I think I bought about 3 sheets because I just love that combination of the blue, the black, and the gold, which is a yellowy gold. And then from 49 and Market Nature Study, I have this foundation paper. It is, I believe, foundation number 2. Yes, it is foundation number 2, and it was the perfect matching blue to the Carta Bella blue in the plaid. And then from Close to My Heart, I have this paper here. It was their very last collection that they came with. It's called Change of Scenery, and they put it out during the National Scrapbook Month from 2023. I don't know if they put anything out for 2024 because that's when they announced their doors were closing. Actually, I believe in March of that year. So I've got 2 ink colors that I plan on using with my rubber band stamps. I'm going to take my rubber band ball that I've been slowly accumulating and go ahead and wrap a few rubber bands around a large block and then around a smaller block. Now I have to be careful because some of my rubber bands are uber super old, and a couple of them were on the fence about breaking. And I thought about crisscrossing them and making them look a little wonky. I did not want just perfect little stripes going through. I wanted the difference, the different pattern, if I'm thinking correctly. So I'm just showing you guys here how I plan on doing it. I plan on doing small crosses, big crosses, things like that, and then a couple pieces going all the way through. I even break a few, like I think I broke that one, or maybe it was on the smaller one that I end up breaking one. But like I said, the rubber bands definitely don't last. I let them twist, I let them turn, but then I'm going to take my stamp pad and create a stamp with it. I also am going to do the exact same thing in the smaller ink pad. And now I'm going to get started on the layout. So for this brown piece of paper, I'm actually going to take it and use it to go into my embossing folder. So I want to cut it exactly the right size, which is about 4 1/8 of an inch wide. And then I'm going to trim my photo down to 1/4 of an inch smaller than 4 by 6, which is 5 3/4 by 3 3/4. So that way, I'm not sure yet what I'm going to do with this panel. I just know that it's been a while since I've used this this embossing folder, and I really wanted to use it. Now, one of the things that I know makes this embossing folder work really well is when you take the ink pad and ink up all those raised edges. I just love this effect when I get to work with these 3D embossing folders. So I'm going to go ahead and ink up this entire panel. Yes, and don't forget that when you are working with a 3D embossing folder, you do need to wet your paper ever so slightly. You don't need to soak it, you just need to wet it ever so slightly, so that way it has a little bit of give in those deep dark impressions, and then you'll get a great impression with very little cracking. But if you do the ink technique like I just did, or the ink over the raised edges, then it's not really anything to worry about. So when I first stamped these over on my scrap piece of paper, they looked like cattails, and I thought, oh my gosh, that is absolutely perfect. So I'm going to make a little bit of cattails going on with some green leaves and whatnot. And I absolutely love how this ends up turning out. And I'm stamping them multiple times so I get light and dark. And then I'm just going to have my husband's picture looking into the cattails, right? And then, of course, as I am working with these very delicate leaves, I'm remembering that I just put out a set in July that is called Cute Pond Scenes, and it comes with cattails. So I am going to go off in a hot minute as soon as I am done basically putting the entire layout together to see if I like it put together, and go get some cattails from that. Now the set only comes with 2, and I end up with 3 each of each design. Because I'm the owner. No, I'm just kidding. But yes, I do end up coming out with more than the set comes with, but they are really super cute to play with and have in your stash if you are a lake person and are by cattails. Where else is cattails? I've only ever seen them by lakes and rivers. If you guys have seen them anywhere else, let me know. Are they a freshwater plant or a salt? Can they live by salt water? I'm not really sure. But anyways, I wish that I could bring them home from across the street and plant them around my gazebo. I really, really want to do that, but my husband says we don't have enough water to keep them alive, and I think that we would. I want to prove him wrong one of these days. Okay, so I really want to use this mixed media little strip of paper that I have. I just don't know exactly where I want to put it. I know I want to put some embellishments up in the upper left-hand corner. I just don't know exactly what yet. And then I also know that I want to use these twigs to make it look like I have some more leafy bits in the back, reedy bits, I guess I should say. And so I'm going to take my, so now I've brought into my cattails. Like I said, I've got 3 of each design, and I'm going to take my green pen from Thule Art. I just got the set off of Amazon. And I am going to go ahead and color in the leaf portions and leave everything else brown. Now these are printed on a mahogany wood, so they're nice and dark and deep and rich, and you don't have to bring out another color to color the cattails. So I'm super excited about having in all these different colors of woods in the shop, just because then you can mix and match them and get a variety of color on your layout without even having to color the wood pieces. So it is nice and it is fun. So I've got a few to color here. This Thule Art pen needs to be cleaned, and I'm being a little stubborn about it, and so I am coloring in the big pieces, because when it gets stubborn like this, and when I get stubborn of not cleaning, it doesn't do a little precision painting. So I have to take it off camera and color, but I really wanted to get past this project first before I stop and do that. I have to tell you guys, when you're on a roll, you're on a roll, and you really don't want to stop to go and clean, even though that was part of my part of my process, and it probably would have made it go faster, but that's okay. So I'm going to go ahead and glue my my photo to this wood grain, and then I decided, no, I think I'm going to pop my photo up and put the wood grain on the plaid, and I'm going to double photo mat it. But the wood grain is going to be slightly tipped. Now, I definitely also thought about taking the wood grain and cutting out the center, so that way I still had that really pretty tree ring look that I could use on another layout. But then by the time that I thought about it, it was too late, and I'd already glued my photo down to the center of the tree ring. So plus I made 2 panels. I always do 2 panels. Since I've already got the embossing machine out, I might as well bring out the second panel. So yeah, it's something that I've always done. Okay, I'm going to put some of these pieces this little strip of mixed media. I'm going to go ahead and put it on for my title to have a place to rest, I decided to cut up that tree die cut so that way I get more reedy bits that don't look like trees. I really like how that looks, especially sticking out of the top of the Nature Lover acrylic piece. And then the second part of that mixed media strip I was going to put up here at the top, and then I forgot about it. I do bring it back in, but at this very moment, I'm going to forget about it, and I'm going to go ahead and finish up this little cluster that I wanted up at the top. I've just got a little leaf thing. It says, my heart is yours and filled with joy, you know, because it's a picture of my husband. I absolutely love this man. I can't tell you how much I love this man. So when I like taking pictures like this. So when he doesn't know that I'm taking his picture, and, you know, he's at his best, right? He loves being at this element. He was getting his fishing pole ready. I think actually he's got it on a stick and he's just kind of watching it, I think is what he's doing here, and sitting on this log that I've got lots of other pictures of this log. This is the log that scratched my knee all up, and I still have the scar. But anyways, I've got some of the other family members on this log as well. So I really wanted these cattails to be coming up, like they're poking up outside of his photo. So I'm going to have some coming over on the right, some coming on the left, layering a few of them up because they're only 16th inch. So when I stack the two together, they're about as thick as that acrylic piece from Bramble Fox. So I really like how thin those pieces are, and be able to do some layering on them. So here's where I remembered to add that strip of paper in, and I put my cluster back together up at the top, and that is what I have for you guys today. I am super excited about how this layout turned out. I love my rubber band stamping cattails. I like how they turned out as well. If I was going to do anything different at all, I probably would have gotten a little bit more thicker thicker rubber bands in the green area, so I had more greenery to work with. But all in all, I really do love how the layout ended up turning out. All right, you guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I really, truly appreciate it when you stop by and see what I'm doing every day. It just fills my heart with joy. Don't forget to start using all those pins that we have placed on our Pinterest board. Start using them and get them off, and well, don't get them off, but you know, figure out why you put them there to begin with, right? Also, don't forget to check out the playlist down below for Off the Board, and yeah, I will check you guys all later. Thanks, you guys. Bye.